Inside the rear of the Corsa, I've got in my set seat to my driving position, I've got leg room and knee room here. I don't know if I'll show you in the camera. So I've got perfect knee room here. I'm quite impressed with that. Headroom, got plenty of headroom, and it comes with headrests in the rear. Also comes with Isofix, and it's a nice easy spot. It's just lift the tabs up, slot the car seats in. What else do we have in the back? It's just, again, the back, scratchy plastic, all round. It's got the same chrome effect door handles, but unfortunately wind down windows which actually go the full way out of the vehicle. You can get your hand right out, go all the way down. You've also got up here, up on the roof up here, spot lamps for the kids, maybe if they want to read a book while you're on a journey in the dark. That's really about it in the back. There's not a lot much more to say. In the back, I think we shall get this car out for a test drive. Before we take the vehicle for a drive, I just forgot to point out, I really like this piano black trim going across the length of the dashboard. Just getting it broken up with this red insert. I really like that touch, it's quite nice. Okay, we're going to get ready for a test drive. So let's see. Before we do that, I'm going to give you the sort of specs on this car. So spec wise, in this car you've got, or on the Corsa range in general, you have ABS, body coloured bumpers, passenger and driver's airbags. You've also got another two in the back, and six airbags in this. So you've got one here, you've got two in the seats and two in the back. Got electric power steering, as I said, which also has a city mode. So if you were driving in the city, you can lighten the steering. If you're driving out of town, you can change the steering settings. Got a service indicator, and on this car it's telling me that the engine oil needs to be changed very soon. Depending on specs, you get air conditioning. This one has air conditioning. Alloy wheels, as I mentioned, you've got your stereo controls. Some models have an electric sunroof. You've got heated mirrors. I don't believe this one's got heated mirrors. Cruise control, this one's not got cruise control, it's just got a speed limiter. It's got the sport seats, which I really like. And like, as we've mentioned in the Fiesta video, there is a Corsa for everyone, so you can have yourself see what you get your basic active model through to, I believe it, Vauxhall, when I was doing my research, it said it was a GSI version of this Corsa. I don't think there was. So, and I'm not even sure, I think you got a VXR, but I don't think you got a GSI. But again, correct me in the comments if that is indeed wrong, because I'm not too familiar with Vauxhalls. I've had a Vauxhall in the past, but I'm not as clued up on Vauxhalls. So let's start this car up and go for a drive. I love the Vauxhalls, the dials just do a sweep when you turn the engine on. I guess that's like part of the system check. It's telling me to change the engine oil soon, so I'm going to get rid of that. It's got seatbelt reminder as well, and it's got a nice little gear change. So I'll just come off my little platform where I do a filming. And we'll just take it on my test route. power steering is really nice. You can feel it. It's quite, even with it off, it's still quite nice to use. Nice and gentle. And it's a very relaxed car. It's up to 30 now. You've also, I forgot to mention here, your reading lights up here as well. And I think you've also got an automatic dimming mirror, rear view mirror as well. Unlike Fiesta, you don't have to work this hard. Police car coming up, I think. It is anyway. Yeah, police car. So we'll just take this out for a wee drive. See what's what. Oh! Missed the pothole. No, I never. I hit it full on. Oops. Well, that's the way it goes. Down here. Let's do a left here. This is a tight corner. Will it manage in second gear unlike the Fiesta? Will it labour? No. You can feel it picking up. It wants to go. So no labour in there in second gear. I know Fiesta was only a 1.1, but there were roughly similar same power outputs. It's not an engine that works hard. You need to work hard. It gets up to speed quite quickly. I'm doing 50 mile an hour on a 60 mile an hour road, and it still wants to go even more. The brakes are nice and progressive. So we'll just take this onto my little test road, and I shall come back to you shortly. I've got a learner in front of me. Now I learned to drive in a Micra and a Vauxhall Corsa. This learner in front of me is driving a Fiesta ST. How damn lucky. Viewers, we're back again. We're just about to see how quickly this gets up to 60 on this road here. Still got the learner in front of me, so just holding back a wee bit. I'm going to just drop it down a second, get up to 60, let them drop back. I'm not going to get this chance to get up to 60 because the learner's just doing 40 mile an hour now. So viewers, we're going to try and see if we can do it on the way back. Bear with us. Okay, we're going to see how quickly it gets up to 60. As I said, you don't really have to work this car really hard. That's 60. And it's really relaxing to get to 60. It pulls really well. The gearbox is nice and smooth through the changes. And then we're coming back into 30, so I'm just going to break down the speed limit starting now. Brakes are very progressive. Just going to drop down to 30 in the third gear, down to 30 mile an hour, and there we go. I really like this little car. It's compared to the Fiesta we had. It's a more I think it's a more relaxing place to be. So I don't know if the Corsa F will be a much better car. And I've got to admit, I do like the Corsa F. I thought maybe the Peugeot partnership, PSA partnership, might have spelled the end for Vauxhall, but I believe the car is actually quite good. And into this corner here, the Fiesta felt a wee bit wall away in third gear. This, you could go into that corner in third gear and the car just still wants to pull away. So another plus point for the Vauxhall there over the Ford. Anyhow, I'm going to come back to you shortly and we'll show you what it's going to be like, how it handles. Right viewers, let's try the handling test. So, got a nice sweep and bend coming up on my left. Drop down a second just to get a wee bit of speed up. So, when it catches a rut, it's a bit skittish. Corner. Does handle quite well. And I think that's maybe one of the reasons why they went with the chassis from the Corsa E, because it was a good handling chassis. And I think even then the Vauxhall engineers beefed it up a wee bit. This camera mount dropped again, but that's how it goes on this channel. Sounded a bit like our friend Joseph Lloyd. But I think Mr. Lloyd inspired me to sort of rename the Bearded Driver Reviews, sort of have my own wee stamp on my road tests. So thank you, Mr. Lloyd. So we're just going to head back to the platform where we'll carry out some back to where I parked the car on its platform for some 0 to 60 tests and an emergency stop, and we can sum up what we think of the Vauxhall Corsa. I'll catch you shortly. Okay viewers, we've got the car at a complete standstill. We're going to do a 0 to 60 in this car. Now Vauxhall claims that this 1.4 will produce a 0 to 60 figure of 12.8 seconds. Let's test that theory, and I'll put the time I've got in an annotation or in the comments below. Right, we're ready to go, and we're going. That really felt quick, this mount. So we're just going to do a couple of emergency stops in this car. One to get used to it, and one to see how it goes. So let's do that. Right, here we go. We'll get some speed up. Pass the lorry first, it's coming towards us. Get some speed up on the straight. Nothing behind me. I'm going to do it now. It stops okay. stops really well. There wasn't that same feel of tyre squeal as in the Fiesta. So we'll just go for another one, then we'll sum up what we think of the Corsa. There was a lorry coming behind me, so I'm just going to pull in here, let this bin lorry through, and we'll come back to you. Right, let's do it again. Get some speed up. I'm going to do it back the other way, just so I can get some speed into it. I'll take it from there. Right. Here we go again. Round in this straight. Nothing behind me. Now. And that stops really well. Right, let's go back for some conclusions. Well, what do I think of the Vauxhall Corsa E? Not the electric, the chassis code Vauxhall Corsa E. I really like it. And I really like it more than a Ford Fiesta. That sounds daft coming from a person who does like Fords, but I find this car more relaxing to drive. Okay, the Fiesta only has a 1.1 engine, this has a 1.4, but the power outputs are very similar to each other. I find it's a more relaxing car to drive. It's a quieter car, and okay, it doesn't have this luxury of a Fiesta or the sort of more classier touch, but it's not a bad car to be in. And even, I don't know what spec this is. I don't think this is an SRI, but it's a nice spec. This car's got, it's got sports seats, nice leather rimmed steering wheel with a heated option. It's got a nice 5-speed gearbox. Fiesta's a 5-speed gearbox. And it's got nice simple heating controls. I like the IntelliLink system, the integrated touchscreen. It's integrated into the dashboard instead of being tacked on. I like that a lot. Okay, it doesn't have a CD player, but I don't mind. I can get used to that. I think it's a nicer car and a better car to drive than the Fiesta. And that's just my opinion. And I could actually see myself getting this as a second car. If I had the money, because you will find these in your local dealers, your car supermarkets and the like. These will be quite cheap now, compared to like a Fiesta. So I do like it. I like it a lot, and that's coming from somebody who has only owned one Vauxhall, and I was really impressed with that as well. I had an Astra. I was impressed with that. I had an Astra J. That was after driving a Vauxhall Astra K, and I was impressed with that. That is one of the reasons why I went for a Vauxhall. It was a really good car, I thought. And this is a nice car. I'm not going to say that lightly, but I'd take this over a Fiesta any day. So there we go, viewers. This was the Vauxhall Corsa E, not electric. To sum up, I'd rather have one over a Fiesta. It's a nice place to be, and I feel even just in, I don't know what spec this is, but I think it's not an SRI. I think it's maybe second one up from entry level. I find this a much nicer place to be. It's got a nice spec, and I could happily live with this. So there we go, viewers. So I'd just like to thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Scottish Car Enthusiasts and Trains TV. The bearded driver will return in another video at some point in the future. Who knows what he'll be driving? It might be a van, it might be a classic, or it might be another modern, or it might be an electric. So please, please, please hit that like button. And as I said, please feel free to subscribe, and I'll catch you in a future video. Farewell. Okay, I might have lied. I did take the Corsa through to McDonald's. So there you go, McDonald's. I took it through McDonald's.